Set the timer.
Everybody, can you believe we are back? Saturday video number 47. I've checked even beforehand. I'm on fire today. I'm prepared.
It's been a long time. Megan's been at the races.
When? Oh yeah, in the last few weeks I have.
How long
Not
ago
today.
since you did a video?
Everyone, do you know what? Since having that mad week of drinking champagne and being completely crazy, I am in the zone. I haven't drunk for a week and I'm in control and I'm going to lose about 5 kilos.
So just write that down now and note it because Megan's going to lose 5 kilos.
I will. You can write it down all you want.
In what time period?
I don't know. I'd really like to do it by Christmas.
Kilo a week.
Yeah, I'd like to lose a kilo a week. Who's going to do it with me?
I wouldn't mind. Stacked on a bit myself.
Yeah, look, you know what? It's easy to do, isn't it? And I just figured that unless I got control of it now, then I'd be another 3 kilos heavier next year and another 3 the following year. And I listened to this really great talk on the Daily Love with Meston Kip and another guy, Steve. Just got to think of his name. I'll put the link under here. Anyway, it was amazing. And they were talking about starches and how to avoid starchy foods. That's very important. A lot of people get carbs and starches mixed up. You know what I mean? Like, there's carbs in just about everything, in vegetables, blah, blah, blah. But it's all those things like pasta and potatoes and stuff like that. It's just all the white stuff that's really not that great for you. So I'm not doing that and I'm not drinking. I even went to a chicken and champagne afternoon this afternoon, and did I drink any? No. Did you? No. We were in control, everybody. Okay, so there's so many questions, isn't there?
Arc 'em up, Megs. Arc 'em up.
Zoe said she wants to know about what are our favourite foods.
I like fish. I like steak. I like fresh vegetables. I like spinach, broccoli.
I like cake.
I do. I like porridge.
Really?
Yeah.
I like all those healthy foods too, like swordfish, blah, blah. But
I do.
If you're asking me what is my favourite food, I reckon it's cheesecake. What's your favourite food, regardless of healthy or not healthy?
Coffee.
Coffee. Really? You don't even have it anymore.
Yeah, I do, decaf.
He's on to decaf. Tell him about that while I look at the next question.
Well, the problem is I went and had one of those gene test things.
Which I'm going to be making a whole video about to inform you about that.
And I have a gene where I don't metabolise coffee as fast, and so the result, I was having maybe 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day. Love it. Love the smell. Love it. And a cup of tea at night. And of course this would elevate my blood pressures, and so I go decaf now.
He had a 287% chance of a higher risk of what, a heart attack or something. So we figured that was way and above and beyond, so he just gave it up, bang, cold turkey. See, I'd get a smashing headache if I did that.
I had a headache for a week.
But it wasn't as bad as I get, clearly, because I know
how do you
that
know?
are.
You
Because
weren't
I know
inside
you when
my
you're
head.
sick. I know you when you get the man flu.
I'm tough. I had a bullet to bite on.
Yeah, right.
So you're the one not tough.
I am tough. I'm just not tough with a coffee headache. So that's our favourite food, Zoe. Zoe's changed her name on Facebook. She's put her real last name in now. So hello, Zoe. What inspiring holiday? This is KJ. What inspiring holiday message and good deed will really make a difference, especially this year?
I'll think about that.
I think that if you've got any unresolved arguments within the family, it's always nice to fix them up before Christmas. Also makes for a much more pleasant Christmas lunch when there's no undercurrents of
Do you know what I like
things.
to do? I play that John Lennon song, So the War Is Over, So This Is Christmas.
He does every year.
Yeah, I like it. And you know,
What have you done?
Yeah, another year over, a new one just begun. And really it's a time to reflect on what you've achieved during the year and to find peace with yourself.
Yeah.
And to think, yep, I achieved that and this is what I'm going to do next year.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the message is put out the good energy of what you've achieved during the year and what you're going to achieve next year.
Yeah.
Like
a good
that.
deed is maybe, look, it doesn't have to cost money. You can go to your Facebook friends and write compliments on 10 people a day's page.
Everyone loves a compliment.
Everyone loves to hear something. I do that randomly. I just go to people's pages and go hi and do a little message and all. I like doing that sort of stuff.
Do you know what we did today? We were driving past our old house where Max was born and Zoe only lived for about 2
love
days.
this.
And the garage door was up. And, stop! Megan said, stop! Try back! Try back! So we reversed back up the street and Megan goes, ooh, hello! Ooh. So some guy comes out, Megan tells the story. This is where we used to live. And so she went in and photographed the house. And there was one
Or
room
just
in
Max's
particular.
bedroom.
There was one room in particular that she really loved, because what happened when before Max was born, Megan got the room wallpapered. But
In that beautiful designer guild
that
wallpaper,
was
girls who know
a
that
bit of
sort
a
stuff.
disaster, because Megan had very proudly,
I was trying to be
in
frugal.
her dungarees, had found these guys in the local paper, and they came and they wallpapered around the corner.
It's a bit of a case
and
of
then
pay
around the
peanuts
corner,
and get monkeys.
and you could actually push the wallpaper and split it.
I was beside myself. I was
And-
pregnant and so
And
I nearly cried.
I came home that day. I think you did cry. So anyway, it cost double because we had to redo the wallpaper.
No,
and
but
redo it.
that guy had to reimburse us. He had to buy more of the wallpaper.
Not without the stress.
Oh my god. Anyway,
So Megan went into the house.
and the wallpaper was still up, everyone. So
And
it's so beautiful.
It's a condition of the lease that they're not allowed to remove the wallpaper. And that wallpaper has
What's
been
that? I
there.
loved it.
The wallpaper has been there
For
since
20 years.
October 1992. So
that's fun. We're getting off track today. This is such a random Saturday video, but that's what happens when we haven't done one for a while.
oh, what's next?
Okay, and so what good deed will really make a difference? Here's the thing. Do something that resonates with you, because so many people go into charity work, right? And they just do it because someone's pressured them into it. Oh, will you go on this committee? Oh, will you donate this prize for our door prize?
Sounds like
blah,
a good
blah.
idea. Sounds like a good idea.
So you've got to resonate with what you're doing. So
It's got to make you
it's
feel
like
good.
do it in a dress. I'm going to make a whole video about this as well. But what that has done for me is beyond words. I can't even describe what that meant to me. And I think when you find the right thing, it'll resonate. Don't just do it because someone's made you do it. You've got to feel it and
Well,
be connected.
It's got to make you feel good.
And it's not that it's not nice to donate to all sorts of charities, but do it when you feel it the most. Don't you think? That's why I didn't ask anyone. Like, when I did do it in a dress, I didn't pressure anyone. I didn't say, will you do this, please donate. I said, I put it up there on Facebook, and whoever wanted to could. And I still like all of those of you that didn't, and I still like all of those of you that did. Like, I really appreciated those that did.
Have
It
you
was
thought
awesome.
about a career in politics?
Me and Oprah. I reckon you could be a bloody politician as well.
No, I wouldn't want the scrutiny.
But I wouldn't want it either.
I wouldn't want the scrutiny, because 50% of people love you and 50% of people hate you.
Yeah.
So, no, not for me.
Okay, Sharon says, how about boundaries in friendships, knowing when to step back with your time and generosity without offending, yet still maintaining the bond? What are your thoughts? You know what? Friendships go through ebbs and flows, I think. Don't you? And I look back over the years, and even from this year to last year to this year, there's certain people that I haven't seen for the whole year who it's not that I don't like them, but you just haven't caught up.
You can only have so many friends almost, because you don't have that much time
Yeah.
to,
Exactly.
And different times in your life, different friends do different things. Because when we were having the kids, we were friendly with a whole lot of other people that were having kids at hospital, and we did a
Yeah.
lot with them.
But if you are the sort of girlfriend who's calling a friend up, and I suspect this is what's happening with you, Miss Sharon, that you're making all the effort in a friendship and you're not getting a reciprocal deal.
Well, just let it be, and the friend will come. The friend will come
Stop
back
making
to
the
you.
calls. I've done that a couple of times.
and the
where-
friend will come back if their friendship's important to them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you don't want the friendship.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't mean you have to be an enemy.
That's right.
It just
Don't
means
whatever you do, don't make a declaration that you are.
And you
over
don't
this
have to
person.
finalise it, because do you know what? They can drift away for a year or two, and then they can drift back into
Yeah.
your life, and the
Yeah.
friendship picks up where it was. It just means that you're not going to be intense for a period of
And
time.
the sign of a good friendship as well is you don't have to be in each other's pockets. Like, it's sometimes you don't see someone for a whole year. I had a girlfriend who I didn't see for 10 years. My girlfriend's Cell in Paris, and then when we saw each other, it was exactly like it had left off, and it was great, wasn't it? I love seeing her.
But she wasn't, you weren't putting in overtime and expecting something back. It's just that when you hooked up together, you had a nice friendship.
And it can actually freak me out a bit too when people get a bit too possessive of your friendship. Like when someone goes, oh my God, you haven't rung me. Oh my God, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. Because it's not, I just, I scatter things into 1,000 different, what's the word? A finger in different pies all the time. So it's not that I'm not thinking of that person. It's just that, I don't know, like sometimes I have just got so much stuff on the go that I don't think about it. You don't want to know what Paul's doing behind the camera again. He's trying to, be silly.
Hang on.
So, come back and sit down here quickly. He's very distracting, everyone. Extremely distracting. So, I don't know. And it doesn't matter if you change friends. Doesn't matter if sometimes some friendships move on. Like Gary Zhukov, who is a big Oprah has Gary on a lot of times. He says that sometimes friendships come and go in your life as you need them. He even believes that your partner, you know, like your married partner, might not be your married partner for your whole life. Like, they might be just there for that spiritual connection for a period of time. Don't think you're getting away with that, because I'm not letting you go. But that's what he believes. It was really interesting, because when we were in the States, I got to watch Super Soul Sunday, and Gary talked about that, and how he and his wife have this thing where they actually are in it to connect each other spiritually. So if he says to her, you know, oh, for God's sake, da-da-da, she'll go, and are you coming at me like that with anger, or are you scared that da-da-da? So
they correct and keep each other in check.
But wow, I can't imagine you reacting if we were having an argument and me going, you know what, Paul, I think that may be coming out of fear or this or that. Like, I cannot imagine when you're mid-argument to say that to someone. But anyway, this is their agreement, and that's what they do, and they both are very connected by that, aren't they?
Seem to be. I've never met them. I just watched them on Super Soul Sunday.
Oh, that was so good, wasn't it? Everyone, I'm getting up at 3 a.m. to watch Oprah's Super Soul Sunday, because now we can watch it live on Facebook, and I get a bit excited about watching it live. I do. We tweet all the OWN ambassadors. Hello, OWN ambassadors, if any of you are watching. Yeah, we've just had an amazing trip where we all went over to the States, haven't we?
Mm.
And I met all the OWN ambassadors, and we had lunch with Oprah, and it was brilliant. Oprah's so beautiful and such an amazing woman. Every time I see her, I'm just like even more impressed.
She's aware. Hi, Oprah.
Yes, maybe she watches our Saturday videos. What do you think? I don't think she'd have any time to be doing such things.
What I know for sure,
yes,
is that she's a good person.
Yeah, good point. She is. That was nice.
She gets it.
Yeah, she does get it. She does get it. And she's fun. Yeah, she's great fun. Anyway, we could blast on about Oprah
but
forever, couldn't
she's
we?
interactive.
Yeah.
She's playful.
Yeah, she's good fun.
She's fun. She's fun.
Okay, so Christelle wrote Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction. Yeah, you haven't seen it either, have you?
No, but I want to.
All right. So we'll have to do that on another time.
Travolta.
Jen Cron says, tips for parents when their children are doing their VCE, keeping a stress-free environment. You know what? I reckon you've got to...
Don't fuel it. Don't fuel it. So when they're a bit tense, indulge them.
Yeah.
And
not everyone's kids are academic, let's face it. Like, some of the kids are not going to do well because it's just not their bag. So you can encourage it, and you can say, look, let's study. You can get tutors and all that sort of stuff in to give them their optimal shot at it. But not every kid is going to be academic. Don't you agree?
100%.
So if that's your kid, then encourage them to take on other stuff, or to, you know, you just got to go with the child. Maybe your child likes discipline and they do have to have that strictness.
Yeah, but...
I've never made Zoe study. I found that she was self-motivated and did it herself.
Yeah.
She probably could have done a little more in the first couple of terms, but because she was rowing and in the school musical...
So when she went off the other day to get her licence, I said...
Zoe got a driver's licence, everyone!
I said, Zoe...
You have to be 18 in Australia.
I'm going to say something to you that you used to say to me when she was about 3 years of age. I'd walk down the stairs in the morning while she's still in her cot, and I'd be off to work at Sparrows.
This is because you used to say that's what you were doing.
And Zoe used to yell out as just a little kid, "Bring home the bacon, Dad!"
Paul used to say, "I'm going to go to work to bring home the bacon, Zoe." So then she got that and she started saying,
"Bring home the bacon, Dad," and she'd say it at the top of her voice.
So I said it to her separately as well.
And so Megan was getting a photograph of Zoe in the car going off to get her licence, and I said, "Well, Zoe, bring home the bacon."
It was exciting. She got it first go, which is good. I knew she would. She knew she would. Before she left, she said, "I'm going to get it," and I knew she would. As soon as you know that in your head, you do. Yes. So that's it. I mean, a stress-free environment, just whatever works for your family, I guess, and you have to be up with it for each child.
You know,
I would like her to have studied a little bit more in first and second terms, but at the same time, she enjoyed being in the rowing and the musicals. So where's that balance?
She really didn't have any time. She was getting home at 8 o'clock at night. She was leaving at 5:30 in the morning.
I mean, Facebook's pretty full on for kids, isn't it? So I think you have to monitor that and make sure they're not doing that all the time, even though I'm a big Facebook fan.
And you and I don't argue, so there's not that stress in the house.
Yeah.
Every now and then you need.
We do sometimes. We're not like perfect.
Every now and then you need to be brought into line and reprimanded and scolded, and cop it on the chin. It needs a little bit of education process.
You know what? Everyone has. You can't live with anyone and not have a disagreement from time to time. Oh, there's my phone.
I'll get it. Yeah, you keep going.
Oh. All right. So that's that. Now that we've disclosed that, who is it, Paul?
It doesn't matter.
Who was it?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right.
I hate the phone.
He does hate the phone.
Yeah, I hate the phone. I do it because I'd have to do business, but...
I don't love the phone as much as I used to. I'm quite happy on Facebook. I love it when people send me messages on Facebook. I even prefer Facebook to email.
I hate the phone.
I see my Facebook messages before my emails.
I like getting calls from Megan and the kids.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Katerina says, how many parents these days focus so much on earning lots of money, keeping up with the Joneses? Family's what important, spending time with your husband and kids. Something I can see you and your husband have done a great job of. That's nice. I think we have too. I think we've done a good job bringing up the kids and maintaining a happy family, haven't we?
Yeah, but they're sort of moving away a bit at the moment.
How do you keep, hang on, she's got, how do you keep connected with your children and still be able to give 100% at work? Another quick one too, she says, have you or your husband had friends leave the friendship because they find themselves jealous of your success?
So we better start with the first question.
First question is, how have we done that? We've just included them in everything. We've been on lots of holidays together.
But even taco night.
Yeah.
You know, the kids get involved, and so the kids enjoy our friends, and we enjoy their friends, and you've made a big effort, you know, to include the kids' friends. And so because Megan does YouTubes of theatre and things like that, a lot of the kids' friends
a lot of them have asked to be my friends and a lot of them watch these videos.
And so I remember when Megan said to me years ago, when she had to reprimand the kids, Megan used to kneel down so that her face was at the same height as the kids.
It's got a good memory.
But that's true, isn't it? You know, rather than towering over and pointing. Yeah. So, but we have included the kids in everything.
Yeah, we have.
And we've always made time and had holidays together. So I don't go off and do.
If you can do that, it doesn't have to be overseas or interstate. It can just be like.
But it hasn't like
down the road.
I'm doing my golfing thing separate and Megan's doing her girls thing separate. We always did it together.
No, we've had very few. We have had a couple of separate things. If I've gone over to see like the Oprah Life class at the beginning of the year, but that's not such a big deal.
No, but we do things together. So that's the first thing. And even if it's just because we'd sit down and have dinner and talk about what's the best thing and the worst thing that happened today.
Yeah.
And so
now I wouldn't include the worst thing. Maybe should you do? I suppose then you find out what's going on. So no, maybe
you know
that's
what's
true.
heckling. You know what's heckling the kids.
You do.
So that's what we've tried to do, and the kids are comfortable with us.
Yeah, they are.
The kids are comfortable. So what's the next question?
She said, have we had any friends leave the friendship because they're jealous of our success? I have. I don't know.
Yeah, but
would people ever tell you that? I don't know. I've definitely had people who've been peeved by me doing YouTube videos and have not understood that, especially at the beginning. And I have lost friendships over social media because, I don't know, it's like, I've said this before, who was it? Somebody said at the life class that, I can't remember if it was Anthony Robbins or Deepak Chopra, it was one of those people said that when people meet you, they tend to put a full stop after your name. And so it's Megan Castron, full stop. That's how she is. I've met her like this. She's going to stay like this forever. So when you improve yourself or you get on and you start doing new things, it's actually a very sharp awakening to them that they're stagnant and they're not moving. And so sometimes that can be hurtful to people, or some people are very competitive and want to keep up with all the bullshit of different things, don't they? Like I've had my car for, I don't know, 10 years now, haven't I? And I love it. Is it 10? And I really have no desire for a new car because I love the one I've got. It works.
We just do other things.
Yeah. We love travelling. We love all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I can't tell you if anyone's left because of that, but I can tell you that they have definitely, some of them have distanced because of social media. But you know what? That's okay because they were probably not my cup of tea anyway.
Yeah, because you like that. So what was the other part of the question?
Yeah, that's right. And that doesn't matter that they don't like it because that's good for them too.
Good for them too.
We send them off with love. Goodbye. Katie George, she said...
Was there another part of that question?
No, that was it.
You sure?
Yeah. How do you deal with that? No, that was it.
Okay, stop. Yep.
Okay, Katie George, she said she votes mindset, exercise and health, staying in the zone. Now, Katie and I are on a mission at the moment. She is also losing some weight, which is great. And
aren't we all the time?
Yeah. Oh, I guess so. It is. You know what? We shouldn't be doing this up and down stuff. We should be making healthy choices every day. Ingrid Arna makes healthy choices every day. But, you know, I have decided for me, like I'm not a huge drinker, but I do like to have a drink. So what I have decided is now that drinking for me is going to be not every day, but the exception to the rule.
She does like a drink. She's been plastered a bit lately.
Was I plastered after the races? I certainly drank a lot, but I wasn't revolting.
We called you GB.
Grog breath.
Grog breath.
Oh, well, you come home from the races and you've been
30
drinking champagne from like 11 till 6 at night. It was constant.
We'll do it.
It was. I did consume a lot of champagne, but I wasn't. Was I an ugly, drunk? No. That's right.
So what's Katie got to say?
You can see by my photos. Anyway, I didn't lose the plot. Did anyone see that video on the news? I think Rove LA had it on his channel, where this girl got so drunk and she was in like the car park and she had this blue dress on. You could only see her from the back. She was so drunk that she was sort of stumbling away through the crowd, and then she gave this woman this big punch in the jaw. So funny. You always see a few of those at the races. I didn't see any as bad as that, but funny. We were in the Maya Marquee a lot, which I thought was the best one for the whole. Unbelievable. The Maya Marquee, it's a department store here in Australia, and it's the most beautiful food.
The Neiman, the Barneys.
It's sort of like Neiman's, maybe. But they have all the best food and beautiful champagne, amazing guests. It was extraordinary. Good vibe, great music. It was fun.
It was hospitable.
Yeah, I did stay there a lot. It was great.
They were kind to you.
They were. Yeah. I like them too. Okay, so she says, how do we stay in the zone? How do we focus on it when you're doing it for you and no one else? You know what? I'm not always in the zone, to be perfectly honest. This week I heard that guy speaking and it really rung true to me. And sometimes there's another thing where Dr. Phil says, okay, but you write it down the date today, and he goes, in 1 year you're either going to be more or less than you weigh now. It's unlikely that you're going to be exactly the same, or you're going to be in a better situation or a worse situation. So you have to choose that you want to be in a better situation. And I do not, seriously, I like...
So how do you choose when someone walks in you haven't seen for 10 years and they go, hi, how are you? And you have a bottle of champagne.
But that is what I said, that you make that the exception and not the rule. So if there's an occasion, like my birthday's coming up, for example.
She's not bad. She's been pretty disciplined.
I have. I've been to 3 things where I would have loved to have had a drink, and I haven't. And then I come away, but my body's feeling good and I'm really training well. And when I don't drink, I really feel that I'm on top of it. And what one of these things, Steve Moyer is his name, the guy who I was talking about before, what he said was, you've got to listen to how your body feels after certain foods. Like sometimes if I have a spoonful of peanut butter, for example, yes, I can do that. Yeah, one massive one though. Sometimes, if you're really hungry and you just go, I've got to have something. Sometimes that makes me feel icky afterwards, even though I really enjoyed it at the time. What are you doing?
Nothing, don't worry about that.
He's bringing the peanut butter over to see if I'll have it probably. Anyway, so sometimes that makes me feel yuck. Same with alcohol. We all have alcohol and we have a fun time. And then stop it. I don't know what you're going to do.
Is that the size of the spoon?
Aren't you hilarious?
Is that the size of the spoon?
Isn't he funny, everyone? But this guy said we should be listening to our bodies about what makes us feel good. And alcohol does not make me feel good the next day. It makes me have a fun time at the time, but I have a fun time anyway. I don't need alcohol to have a fun time or to talk to people, as you can see. It's true though, isn't it? I had a great time today at Natasha's chicken sandwich party and I didn't have a drop. But I do want to drink on my birthday, probably. But maybe I won't.
Next one.
I don't know. If Oprah comes with some tequila for my birthday, I think I'd have one.
I think you would too.
Yeah.
Probably have one myself.
You would not.
One or two.
Did you drink margaritas on that night?
Can't remember.
I did. That's what got me back into tequila. My God, I haven't drunk tequila for years. Yeah, I'd love to see that all again. I saw Sherry Salata. Sherry Salata's Oprah's owns CEO. I think that's what I don't know what her exact title is.
But she's the boss lady.
She's the boss lady, and I bumped into her in LA when I was over there for that ambassador's lunch. It was amazing. And she said to me she just watched the footage, and I said, oh my God, what I wouldn't do to watch that footage again.
The footage from 2010.
From our taco night. They've got 3 hours of footage. I would love to just be able to see our conversations.
I'd like them to
wrap it up and send it to you.
No. Edit it all as a long play,
Because we'd be interested, even though no one else would. We'd be highly amused by ourselves.
Our wedding video, and anyone comes over and we want to get rid of them, we put on the Oprah video.
But I reckon that would be interesting actually.
For the long play version, an hour and a half long play edited version.
Yeah, I'm actually on December the 10th, which is my Oprahversary. I'm actually going to put a bit of a new video up that I found of behind the scenes stuff that I'd filmed on the day. Isn't that funny? And I'd completely forgotten about it. And there's a little bit where Oprah comes in and she's chatting to me that Zoe just filmed. You can't really hear very much, but it's fun. So I thought you guys might like to see that. Okay, we're not going to get through these questions because we're talking so much.
Go on. How many have you got?
So Katie, we're in the zone together.
We'll go quickly.
For as long as it lasts. But it's you know what? It's lasting.
Okay, come on, quickly. You've said that.
Yes.
Edit.
And Katerina from before said the reason she wants to know how do you do work and play balance? She's a pharmacy manager and she has a 6-year-old daughter and a husband. I don't know, because I was lucky enough to be able to not work. I was home with the kids. So I really can't even imagine how hard it must be to be a mum who goes off to work and then has to come home and do everything. I think it must be extraordinarily hard. Maybe if you can have a few days a week, where you know, maybe a couple of days off, maybe not full time. I don't know. What's that? Is that your phone?
Yeah, but you keep going.
So I don't know.
Make sure you don't do too much stuff on your own.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one. It's you know what? Sometimes you've got to weigh up. You know, everyone has different financial situations, so you've got to weigh up if you want the money more than the time, because you can't get those little time things back. Paulie's going to come back. Rosemary said she just wants to say that she's glad Saturday videos are back.
Me too.
Yeah, I know.
It's Sunday. We do these videos, they're called Saturday videos, but sometimes they can be done on any day of the
Are
week.
you giving away our secrets? Usually it's a Sunday.
Anyway.
It's Saturday in America.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so Liz says, letting go. Oh, she wants to know what it's like when your kids become independent, adults and independent, which is exactly where we're at right now.
Yeah, well, first
dealing with the withdrawal of your kids not needing you as much.
Well, the good part is Megan and I still love each other and we still get on.
Yeah, but it's
that is the good part, because if all of a sudden Megan had developed her interest and I would play golf all the time, and we didn't see much of each other, and I was out racing cars and in my boat, and Megan was in day spas and doing what she did.
Can you imagine me in a day spa?
But then the kids go,
that's not my thing.
Because that's the common thread. So we have a relationship and we like to do things, and we've actually been looking forward to this day, even though we're not looking forward to it. But Maxie's not coming on holidays.
We're okay with it. But
Maxie's not coming on holidays, understand that.
Yeah.
He's working and he's got his own little life.
But it is funny, like, you know...
Zoe, having driven Zoe around for 18 years and driving to a tutor every Saturday and Sunday.
So she's coming and going at the moment, even though she's only had her licence 2 days. I did feel it today a little bit.
She's gone. She's gone.
I don't know, it's only just starting, but I think it'll hit us.
I remember when I was that age, and as soon as I got my licence, I don't reckon I saw much of my parents for about 10 years until I got married and had kids, and then we sort of had a relate. Well, I mean, we still saw them, but you got to let them go, because you know what? That's what you bring them up to become independent.
You would hate them to be
life.
dependent on you, wouldn't you? Not financially, I mean emotionally,
just
totally dependent and to have to,
So anyway, Zoe's having a ball, Max is having a ball, and so we'll have a ball too.
Exactly, that's how you got to look at it. That this is the next stage of our lives.
It is the next stage of our life.
And you know what? I'm looking forward to grandchildren anyway. That'll be another stage.
You can't be in every phase of your life all the time.
No. Really?
No.
So that was this. Adele said, yay, she's glad it's back. She said, my birthday's coming up. Yes, I love my birthday. So I'm going to be asking everyone to do those videos again soon. Is there anything special you'd like to do on your birthday that you've always wanted to do?
Megan just likes to connect with her friends.
Yeah. I usually have like drinks, not for very many people, maybe 20 or 30 people. Drives Paul nuts because he tries to shoo everyone out super early, don't you? See, the thing is, I like having people around, but what happens is I have a couple of drinks and then I forget to, tidy up, and so then Paul gets into that tidy up mode, and then I probably leave him with the work. Technical issues there, everybody. I don't know what happened, but we couldn't even record anything for a minute. Paul's cleaning up in the kitchen there. Okay, Robin, our friend in Minnesota, said, what will we do when Max and Zoe get married and move out? Well, as we just explained, it'll be okay, won't it?
Yeah.
We'll travel and see you in Minnesota. That's what we will do.
We'll go to their place on Saturday night for dinner.
Exactly. Yes, we'll become those dependent parents.
When you turn up. Hi, we're just in the neighbourhood. Just thought we'd call in.
We're dropping bing bong. We'll be able to drive them crazy. Karen White said Amy Mullins,
my favourite Karen,
was born without fibular bones. She's a double amputee, and she's a Paralympic sprinter who sets all records all over the place. She's done everything with attitude. She seems to have the attitude of no one told me I couldn't do it, so I just did it. Has there ever been a time where you couldn't use attitude to overcome a situation that you knew you didn't have the skill, education, talent? What? I don't think I put myself in those situations because I know what I can and can't
You know
do.
what your limits are.
I know what my limits are. So I haven't felt that because I wouldn't put myself in there. It's like saying Megan, go and play a game of tennis. Well, I wouldn't do it because I'm terrible.
Megan would never say she's going to be the #1 tennis player in the world or the #1 swimmer in the world.
No.
Because that's beyond what you want to do.
Nor would you be the top jewellery maker in the world. But you know what I mean? Like, I tend to gravitate towards the things that I'm good at. As most of us do, I guess. Including you, Karen, who's got, like, the brain of the century and studying nursing. I mean, really, that's because you're good at that. You've gravitated towards it.
When are you finished?
Should we finish for the year now, I think?
No, but when are you finished and a nurse? Like, that's it.
I don't know. Tell us underneath this video.
Never know when you need a
So then
nurse.
she's got the second part of the question. Millie, in the meantime, says she wanted to say thanks. That's nice, Millie Saunders. So then Karen continues on. The second part of her question is, it's great to encourage kids to do what they want. Oh, I like this. I read this before. So she's saying, like, what if you've got a kid who's got 2 left feet and wants to be a ballerina? Or what if you've got a kid who can't sing and yet they want to go on the stage and sing?
We talked about this. So you might prepare them for the situation without discouraging their enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So that if it doesn't work out to the best of their ability, if that doesn't work out exactly what it is, then they're not shell-shocked.
Yeah, you don't... Look, everyone wants to protect their kids from being hurt, don't they?
But you don't want to cruel their enthusiasm, but sometimes they've got to go on their own journey and understand the journey.
Yeah.
You know, they need to find things out for
I don't know, if
themselves.
Zoe was a really bad singer and she wanted to do it, I don't know, what would I have done?
She's got to find out.
Yeah, I probably would have just gone with it and let her audition and all that sort of stuff.
Just encourage her, and then she's got to find out and make the decision herself.
However, if you had a kid who wanted to sing and they were making YouTube videos, right, and they were singing and they were really bad...
Well, then the world would tell them. You wouldn't have to tell them. The people would respond on YouTube.
But as a parent, I think that I would tell them because...
No. You know
it's
what?
harsh, like people on YouTube are so cruel.
The human spirit...
They are, not you guys, but people on YouTube in general are.
The human spirit is that the kid's not going to keep banging the head against a brick wall
but
and getting
some
negative
kids
comments.
do and then they feel that's bullying. Some kids do think...
No, because to succeed at something...
Some people are delusional.
You do need encouragement.
We've all seen those delusional people on, Idol who have no idea how to sing and they go on there and they're like, what do you mean I can't sing? And they're horrified.
They're the ones at the auditions that don't get through.
Yeah, but so...
Yeah, but they might be put up
But
for
they're devastated. Some of those people are devastated. I would really try to discourage my child from doing that on public national television. I think you've got to look after your kids to a certain degree. Better that you tell them than, 5 million vile people on YouTube who've got no
But you've got to let them experience disappointment.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
They have to experience disappointment.
Yes, that's true, because the world's not all glossy and...
No.
Yeah.
No. You better learn to deal with it now.
Should we encourage the winning attitude? I just think you have to find the stuff you're good at and go with it. I would, probably, if they said they wanted to do something they weren't good at, I'd go, but what about your swimming? Or what about that? You're so good at that. I reckon you should do that. So that's probably what I'd do.
Yeah, you can encourage the winning attitude.
Sheridan says, Obama, let's talk Obama. Well, we're in Australia here, so he's not our leader. But I like Obama. I do like President Obama. Probably, look, I don't know about his politics and whether he has been a great president or not. And there'll be people out there who think he has and people who think he hasn't. But what I love is that, to me, having an African-American president, or is he no, he's not even an African-American, having a black president was very exciting for the world because it showed that America had moved with the times.
Do you know what?
Thinking back to Martin Luther King's speech, that was a real statement of, I thought.
The problem with talking politics is that you don't have 100% of people.
Yeah.
So 50% love you, 50% hate you.
But that's the same in anything. 50% of people would hate these videos too, That's the way it is.
Maybe more than that.
I don't even care. They just don't have to watch them. They don't. They don't have to watch them.
Tune into YouTube, but it's a bit hard not to watch a political.
His impact on the world, let alone his country, is huge. It is. It's huge. And I like him personally. I think he's been great. And as I said, I love what he's done. Extended Martin Luther King's dream to be a reality of having a black president, which I think's amazing. It's a real sign of equality. And I know it's not all equal in the States yet. And I know they've still got quite a ways to go. And in Australia too, probably everywhere in the world. But I wonder how many years it will take before we probably all look the same one day. We'll probably all mix that much that we'll just all be identical.
What's the next question while you
Do you
go
think?
on hypothesising?
I wonder how many years that will take till everyone's like just the same.
Homogenised.
Yeah, homogenised.
With a use by date.
Yeah, it's true though. Caitlin said, what do you believe is the number one key in staying away from foods which are not healthy but you love to eat? Just discipline. There's no magic trick. I wish there was, but there's not. And you have to decide.
Visualise how you feel after you've eaten them.
Yeah, does that food make you feel good?
I hadn't had that, yeah.
How does that food make you feel afterwards? Does it make you feel a bit stodgy? Do you lie on the couch upside down
quite
because
often,
you're so full?
Speaking from experience,
Yeah.
can't help myself. And then you do have it, and then you go, oh, I wish
Yeah,
I hadn't eaten that.
exactly.
So you've got to think about how you would feel after you've eaten it rather than before.
And what do you want more? Do you want the results of... See, I'm feeling really good at the moment and I've started to lose a bit of weight. Look, I've got some to go. Seriously, I'm not
Feel
saying
alright
that I'm
today.
there because thank you. But I'm not there at the moment, but I feel like I'm in control and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel yucky when I'm tempted by that bit of cake and I'm not in this zone and then I have the cake and I'm like, oh, bugger it, you know what, I'll start tomorrow. And then you see something the next day and you have it and you go, oh, you know, that's not a good place to be in.
Mostly the cake disappears during the day when no one else is around to watch me.
If there's
cut
a
the
cake
slabs.
here,
Yes.
if there's cheesecake, seriously, I don't even know that I could resist it now.
What's the next question?
I might make myself a cheesecake for my
No,
birthday. No,
no,
that's
no.
terrible. That's not a good idea, is it?
No.
Marie says, I like Katrina and Sharon's ideas. Other than that, she's got no suggestions. Marie went to a party the other day. She said to me she was very inspired that I wore flat shoes to the races and she was going to take a leaf out of my book.
I love it when Megan wears high shoes.
Yeah, because I go home early. I never do. But Marie said she was like inspired and she wasn't going to do that anymore. And she went to a thing the other day and she's going, oh, my feet are so sore. I saw it on Facebook. It was funny. I said, so much for that flat shoe idea.
Yeah, you don't need high shoes.
She said, how's our meditation going? We haven't learnt yet, but we are going to learn. And she's doing the Deepak Chopra 21-day challenge that Oprah's doing. I haven't, you know what? I looked at the day one I couldn't work out where it began and where it, you know, like when the recording kind of started for the meditation thing. So, you know what? My brain was whirling around, like Oprah sort of says, when she started to meditate, all the thoughts were going in and out. That's what I was like. So I really need to do it properly and I need to learn. Paul and I are going to learn and we will report in and tell you exactly how we feel about it.
We're back. We're on.
We had so much stuff on my card, like all my Legally Blonde videos and stuff, so I've just erased.
So go to the next question. What does Phoebe say?
Phoebe said, you know, remember Phoebe from the Own Ambassadors, Phoebe?
Yeah.
Everyone, we were walking down, what road was that?
Cannon.
And I had just lost my camera, which, because I trusted in the universe, came back to me. A really honest taxi driver brought it back to me. How great was that? Anyway, and Britt, one of the Own Ambassadors, she said it's not lost, and that's how I felt too. It was great. And things happened that day because we lost the camera that were good. So you've got to find the good stuff in everything, don't you? Don't you agree?
Keep going.
So Phoebe said what it's like to have it, you know, Phoebe asked what it's going to be like with the kids. Everyone's interested in that because it is a big dynamic and it'll be a change. But you know what, they're still living here, let's face it.
Well, it's a transitional period and probably over the next 2 or 3 years.
We just won't be taxis anymore. That'd be quite nice actually.
Yeah, well, no, they can taxi us.
Zoe's been driving us around, even though
we
I'm
went out
not
to dinner
drinking.
last night and she was the designated driver.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Hello Phoebe. And Joanne, Phoebe, you're going to do this zone thing with me. Leah's another Own Ambassador. We're doing this in the zone. And by Christmas time, we are going to have lost some weight for good.
Keep going. There's some interesting things.
Joanne said, yay. Joanne Flood.
And
Sylvie said she was wondering when we were doing videos again. So that's nice. Hi,
back.
Sylvia. Sylvia's a Melbourne girl who I've met. She's lovely, isn't she? We had a really nice function for a few of us Melbourne girls in the Do It in a Dress. We all wore our school dresses. She looked about 16 because she's, you know, gorgeous blonde thing.
Didn't look bad yourself, Max.
Really?
Yeah.
You're nice.
I am.
Tell you who was on fire that night, Nikki. She was on fire that night. She was getting strangers donating money. It was excellent. Some great suggestions. Liana said she likes this. Oh my God, this is exciting. Liana wants me to talk about menopause. Now, I'm not at that point yet, but of course, all of us as women are going to go through that. But I'm not at that point yet. But you know what she said? She said that she used to be a size 8 and now she's a size 12, which I guess in America is like a size 2 to a size 10 or something like that. I don't know. It's nothing radically drastic, I don't think. But she says that she's finding that difficult, and despite all her efforts, she's just feeling out of whack and hideous. So she said, I would like to invite Jewelchic to videotape my one last attempt. I'm booked in with a plastic cosmetic surgeon in Turak for a second consultation when he draws all over me. Oh my God, I really want to do this, Liana. I want to do this, but I won't be there on the date that you said. But let's try and make it another date, because I think that would be really helpful to a lot of women. Because,
early February.
Yeah, early February would be great. But it is like, it's an issue, isn't it? And why should we feel that putting a few pounds on is not good? I don't know. We're all caught up with all this, and here I am even saying I'm in the zone, but I really...
That video will create a lot of interest,
I think it'll be very interesting. I think it'll be very interesting. So let's stay in touch about that.
Jewelchic
we'll do it really nicely too.
Yeah,
because I don't allow any negative comments or anything like that. So it'll be really interesting for us girls to come along on your ride.
Be more about you and how you feel about it, and you've got to be honest with the camera.
Yeah, maybe we should meet and talk about it and start making some videos now.
You might do things and you don't feel good, and then you do feel good. And
I think you look good, Liana, from your profile picture. Mind you, it's just a square, but you look fine to me. Anyway. And you've got to remember that when we are heavier or when we're lighter, if people like us, they like us. They're not going to go, hey, hang on, I like Megan more because she's 5 kilos less. I'm not going to gain any more friends by losing weight, but I am going to feel better in myself, and I'm going to be healthier. I can feel from not drinking alcohol that I have more energy.
So what's the next question?
Yes. So Liana's keen for us to all follow her journey. So under here, what you think about that, because I think it's fascinating and I'm excited about that. Denise said, are we excited and interested about what's happening astrologically and the 12th of the 21st of December? Yes, I am. I don't think the whole world's going to come to an end or anything, but what I do think and what I see and I witness every day is people becoming more open to spiritual things. And I think people are getting kinder, unless it's just that I'm surrounding myself with kinder people. I'm surrounding myself with like-minded people, but I am finding there's more and more of those around that think like I do, about being positive and the universe and all that sort of stuff, like I do. And Oprah's Super Soul Sunday tomorrow is about that. She's got like the new generation of younger people coming up, and they're going to be talking about how it is, I think they probably look like they're in their 20s, maybe early 30s. And I'm really interested to see that. Because, we all love Oprah, but then there's new people coming up all the time. And as long as we're all passing on the same message, it's amazing, isn't it? Yes.
So what's next?
So, we'll all be here on Christmas Day, I'm sure of it. Some people think the world's going to blow up, I think. Tracy says, did we end up doing that video on death? You know what? I don't know if we did. But we should make that a topic again another time. Yes. And then that was it. So, have you got anything to add?
No, we should end the video differently today to how we normally end.
You've got it planned, haven't you?
No.
What should we do?
No. I just thought.